What's up, everybody? Been a couple days. Been an interesting couple days, I guess. You know, watching Biden's campaign fall apart with this whole Russia thing. Ukraine thing. Really, this whole Hunter Biden thing. That's been really interesting. The rumors of the allegations of child pornography on the computer are pretty unsurprising, and I don't know. I'm not surprised by it. Are you surprised by that? Because this whole elitist thing, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it because my video will probably be banned if I do. But yeah, not surprised at all to find out any of this stuff. I don't really have a topic today. I have been really busy with work, and that sucks. Because, just been really tired after work. Don't really feel like making any videos or even the little bit of news that I watch. Just don't really have too much to say about it that hasn't already been said. But one thing I did want to talk about is last night my wife said 50 Cent just endorsed Trump. And I said, oh, well, that's kind of interesting, but not really surprising either. And she showed me the tweet, and it was 50 Cent basically saying, look at these tax percentages that Biden will place in New York and some other states. And New York was like 60%. Look, man, I'm not surprised at all that somebody like 50 Cent is going to endorse Donald Trump. If you look at interviews from a couple years ago, Donald Trump and 50 Cent were, I don't want to say friends, but, acquaintances. The rap community has embraced Donald Trump for a long time, up until he became president and up until the media started to fuel this narrative of he's racist. If you watch any conservative black videos, they always say the same thing, that whole racism thing, when you call somebody racist, it immediately gets the black community emotional. And that is what the Democratic Party and the Democratic media have done for a long, long time. Anytime they want the black community to support something, they call the opposition racist, or anytime they want the gay community to support something, they call the opposition homophobic or transphobic, or there's just these I hate to say this phrase, but dog whistle, basically, like how they always say, oh, these are, these tweets that Donald Trump puts out are racist dog whistles. No, the shit that the Democratic Party says are dog whistles. I mean, I am all for equality. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what sex you are. I don't care what sexual preference you have. And I'm going to use that term because that's fucking outrageous that people are upset about that. I don't know. People, I think, are really waking up. I'm seeing so many new people coming out of the woodwork that are saying, I did my research and I don't believe the narrative anymore. It's all bullshit. And those, if one person wakes up, one person, and that person goes and wakes up two people, it's not going to be long before we have this political revolution that's already going on in tenfold, And look, man, people are sick of politicians I keep saying this. People are fucking sick of politicians. I'm sick of politicians. You know, I work in a meat department at a grocery store. I was doing landscaping for a long time. And then I got hurt and had to have surgery and a bunch of stuff. And, you know, during that downtime was really when I got into politics, because the political atmosphere was so contagious and so volatile. So I started to address what my beliefs were and what my opinions were and what I thought was important. So I started to look into all these things in my downtime when I, you know, after surgery and everything. And I was at work the other day and this guy came in and he had a Trump hat and a Trump shirt. And I live in a rural community, you know, in Pennsylvania. I'm not anywhere near a city. I'm not anywhere near a big town. The closest town that is you know, close to me is college town. And ironically, that's where you see most of the Biden signs. Everywhere around my house, though, it's all Trump. There's one Biden sign in the town that I live in. One. And it's surrounded by Trump signs. But anyway, so I was at work the other day, and this guy said, he came up and he had a Trump hat, Trump shirt, so slicing his meat on this meat slicer. And when I turned around and handed it to him, I said, I appreciate your shirt and your hat. And I kind of said it quietly because I thought he could hear me. And he looked at me funny and said, "What'd you say?" And I think he did that because we are so close to a college town. And my wife and I just moved to this town. She grew up really close to here. And I mean, where I grew up was pretty close too. But so he doesn't, it's not like I'm a face that he knows. You know, I just started working at the store and stuff. So I think he might have thought, like, did you just say something about my Trump gear? And, you know, I immediately said, I really appreciate your shirt and your hat. And he took a step back and kind of looked at me and said, you know, you support Trump too? And I said, of course. And I said, did you catch the town hall? He said, oh yeah, you know, and we got into a conversation about how, you know, just the media bias, and I started to tell him what I've been saying in all these videos, that we're just fed up with politicians, man. We're fed up with the whole, the idea of somebody saying, basically, I'm smarter than you, and I'm going to make my life, my living, and my livelihood off of tax dollars, off of the public's money that they're forced to pay. You know, I'm going to fill my pockets with the money that you work hard for. People are tired of that. When they're not doing anything to benefit. If there were politicians, and like I say this all the time, man, you cannot be a politician and a leader. You can only be one or the other. We need more leaders, and this is basically what I told this guy is, you know, I'm fed up with this shit, you know, and I said, I think a lot of my generation, I'll be 30 in like a year, and I think a lot of my generation are feeling the same way, where, like, we're just tired of being at the mercy of these elitist types that just continuously fill their pockets and don't do anything other than harm people. You know, like referencing Biden with the 94 crime bill, he locked up so many innocent people for weed. Or for, you know, non-violent crimes that just, it didn't need to be like that. And it was motivated by racism. You know, I've never denied racism existing. Racism exists. But racism exists in look, if you are a Democrat and you're watching this, and you are or a liberal and you're watching this, you're looking in the wrong places for racism. Look around where you are. Look around your group. Look in your party. You'll find racism. The Republican Party was founded by black people. Like, And, I don't even consider myself a Republican, really. I mean, that's what I'm registered as. But most people that are registered one way or the other have mixed beliefs of different parties. But I digress. Anyway, so I was talking to this guy, and, you know, he says, well, I'm glad to see that people your age are getting involved with stuff more. And he said, you should run for office. And like, mind you, this is like me. I got tattoos on my hands and gauges and stuff. And this dude, this old dude, he's probably 65. Says you should run for office. And I looked at him and said, you know what? I honestly have thought about it. Just a local office around here. I wouldn't know where to start, but I would definitely do research and educate myself on what needed to be done, or what, how to go about doing those things. But I guess my point here is just, more and more people are going through these experiences. This isn't like an isolated experience that I had. I'm sure that a lot of people out there at my age are, experiencing the same things, having the same thoughts and feelings, where it's like, the average person is not corrupted by politics and money. The average person is not corrupted by lobbyists. And this is what we need, is average people to run for office, and take back our America. This country's been run for too long by these elitist types, like the Clinton family, or the Biden family, or the Bush family, any of them. And that's what made Trump so polarizing and different, was that he's not a politician. He was a billionaire before he stepped into office. So why? He didn't do it for the money. So ask yourself what he did it for then, We need more people in politics that aren't politicians. We need more people in politics that care about the average person's life and well-being. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that. But that's the gist of what I told this guy. And, it was just a weird moment, because I'm standing there slicing this dude's meat in a meat department in a small town in Pennsylvania. And he looked at me, and despite the differences of age or generation or culture, or, with my fucking 3/4 inch gauges and tattoos, he says, you should run for office. That's saying something. It's really saying something, that he wouldn't judge my appearance. And he judged me solely on the fact that I complimented his Trump shirt and hat, and then expressed my beliefs to him, and said that, people are just tired. People are just fed up now. And that's what I'm saying about a political revolution. I don't mean a violent revolution. I don't mean a violent outburst like you're seeing from the left, where it's just a temper tantrum they lost in 2016, and they're going to probably lose again in 2020. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the way they're going about it. I'm talking about people my age seeing the hypocrisy, and we're gonna fix it, stepping up to fix it. I really, truly think that's gonna happen. And I guess time will tell, But, so back to the 50 Cent thing. I'm not surprised at all that 50 Cent basically said vote for Trump. He did. He said vote Trump. Because that plays into the whole elitist thing of, There's a fucking fly in my coffee. Whatever. I got it out, I think. I'm drinking it. But, I think closer and closer to the election, what, we're like 2 weeks out from November 3rd. We're going to see more and more people like 50 Cent coming out and saying, you know what, fuck it, I support Trump. Just like Ice Cube is going through hell right now. People are calling him a coon and all this other shit. Because, why? Because he went and wanted to work with the administration, the Trump administration, on helping black communities. That's what I'm talking about, the hypocrisy. Where you are so anti-Trump that even working with him in order to make his administration better, you refuse to do it. And anybody that does it is a coon. Anybody that does it is a traitor. Anybody that it's so fucking stupid. You have no moral ground to stand on. It's not about helping people. It's not about fixing what's wrong. It's about hating the president. And like I said, I just think that more and more celebrities and high-profile people are going to come out and say that they support Trump. And then I also think that there's a lot of people that won't come out and openly say that they support Trump because they're afraid of what could happen. But I think that a lot of people have waited until these upcoming days to the election to come out. I think that 50 Cent has probably supported Donald Trump for a long time. I think he just hasn't said it. Because he doesn't want to risk his career, and it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't be putting your entire life and career on the line just because you support our president. It shouldn't be that way. And you know what? You shouldn't support a president. You should support the policy. You know, I don't give a fuck who it is. If Dr. Seuss had Donald Trump's policy, I would support Dr. Seuss. You know, like I just want somebody to bring jobs back to communities, black, white, Latino, don't care. Just bring jobs back to America. Make America what it once was. Make America a great country again. Make us a exporting country, not an importing country, like Donald Trump is doing. So, I don't know, man. I really think that these changes are going to continue coming. These people are going to continue coming out and saying that they support Trump. The more and more that Biden comes out, says a couple words, everybody says, what the fuck is he talking about? And then he goes back into hiding. It's just exposing the hypocrisy more. I mean, they can't even... Kamala Harris and Joe Biden can't even get on the same fucking page with interviews. One will say one thing, the other will say another thing. One will say to defund the police, the other will say, no, we don't need to defund the police. They have no idea what they're doing. They have completely just demolished their own campaign. And it's because it doesn't come from their heart. It comes from their wallets. It comes from lobbyists. It comes from interests, special interest groups. Whereas Trump just looks at us all as Americans. He's not banking on one community. He's not banking on the black community vote or the Latino community or the white community. He says we're all Americans. We should all love our country. We should all appreciate our country. We should all be proud to be American. And that's what I am. You know, I'm proud to be American, whether it's a hard time in America or a great time in America. And right now, guys, we're in a great time. It might not seem that way, but we are. This is a great time to be an American, because you see thousands upon thousands upon thousands of fucking people waking up every day and going out and saying, I support our president because he's doing the right thing. So, this is a great time to be an American. And don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. We might have some problems, and we do. But telling people that they're not allowed to work with the administration to help fix those issues is not the way to go about any of this. If you really want a solution to the problem, you find a solution. You find what that solution means. You find out what it takes to complete that solution. And you do that. You don't just call everybody a coon because they're black and they help Donald Trump with his presidency. It's just not. It's not acceptable. But, so I don't know, guys. I guess what I'm saying is we're going to see more people coming out and saying vote for Trump. What makes you think that, like, Biden with all of his tax increases, this is what I said this weeks ago, what makes you think with Biden and his tax increases on the rich, that these leaders of Nike or leaders of Disney or whatever, these CEOs, are going to vote for him? Why would they? Why would they? He's taking money from their pockets. Why would they? They might say that they support it because they don't want, just like 50 Cent didn't want to lose his career, Kanye West didn't really give a fuck, but they don't want to lose their business. They don't want to lose their career. They're not going to come right out and say, I support Donald Trump, because immediately their stock would fall. But they're secretly going to vote for Trump. So, I don't know, guys. It's really getting close to the election. My wife and I were just talking last night. We're going to go vote early, in person. And I think everybody should do the same. Even if you don't do it early, vote in person. And just do your research before you vote. Regardless of who you vote for, please do your research. Please look into things. It really matters, and your vote counts. I used to think it didn't. It does. And talking to people counts even more. So, I don't know, guys. I'm gonna finish my coffee here, get ready for my day. But I wish all of you guys well. Spread the love. Take care. Take care of each other. Take care of your families. And I will catch you hopefully tomorrow. If not, sometime real soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. It's weird. I can't seem to get past 44 subscribers. That's okay. 43 people is more than I ever thought would listen to my ass talk, so I guess my mouth talk, not my ass. Probably get hundreds of subscribers for watching my ass talk, but I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.